So Alex was asking, can you talk about the pre-MBA recruiting process, timing-wise, and headhunters? Sure. So this is this is a game that's played every year in the same fashion. The timing changes a lot. So my year, I think my year is the one in which in which funds started recruiting all the way as early as Feb. Feb of the first year of the analyst class, and that sort of stumped a couple of the funds went out. That sort of stumped all the other mega funds, and because the mega funds were going, some of the upper middle market funds went, and after those guys went, some of the middle market funds were done recruiting to try to get the best talent by the end of that first year. Well, fast forward 2 years later, what people realized with that timing was that these guys, the mega funds, were recruiting people who had basically zero idea of what they were talking about. And these guys were basically taking a gamble on these kids. And so I think what they did then was push it back and sort of stick to a routine, try to keep everybody honest, and go around like the May or June of that of that first year. But I know it's varied. Some stops are still very dirty about this. They'll sort of try to get analysts much earlier on. So it really varies. I'm not as connected on the timing today as I was 2 years ago when I was going through the process. But if you're an investment banking analyst at a bank that's decently reputable and you're in touch with enough headhunters, you'll know very easily and very well what that timing looks like. So as far as headhunters are concerned, one point there is treat the whole headhunter process like an actual interview itself. I know you've heard this a million times, but please do it, because I made the mistake of going into this thinking the headhunters were my friends, and they understood my feelings, and they understood where I really wanted to be and sit, and they were gonna do everything possible in their capacity to help poor old Sid become the next Steven Schwarzman. And that was just the worst approach. And so I kind of, when I went into it after having been at Brown Brothers, I was a lot more polished, spoke about my deal experience. The headhunters are working for you, but they're kind of more working for their clients. So they want to present just the best rock stars on paper. Now, not everyone has that kind of background, especially when you may have some more equity deals on there, or you don't belong to a group that doesn't sound like Morgan Stanley M&A or Goldman TMT. It's okay. I think where you compensate with that is how polished you appear when you speak with them. It's very, very important. So be very professional in your interactions with them, and to the extent possible, don't cancel out on your meetings with them. If you have to go in the morning at 7 or 8, do that. If you have to go towards 5 or 6 p.m., do it. But try not to continue to reschedule. This happens a lot with headhunters. If they cancel on you, well, too bad, sucks for you. But try not to cancel on them, because it just looks really bad. And it usually happens when you set up meetings at like 11 a.m. in the morning or 2 p.m. in the afternoon, when you know that there's a very good chance something comes up that's just going to slam you, and, well, you can't make it. And of course, you who thinks that the headhunters are your friends, no, they're like, well, screw it. We've got a couple other guys who are, a lot more dedicated to this whole thing. So why don't we just go with them? So don't piss those guys off, and try to attend the meetings that you've set up.